Spaghetti Napolitan, everybody, and no, it doesn't have anything to do with either Italy or Italian food. Except for the pasta, of course. This particular recipe was invented in Japan around 1965, I would say. I'm not really sure. I'll probably place it right here. And the main ingredient, it's actually ketchup. Yeah, I know all you Italians out there are probably vomiting in your mouths right now, but let me tell you, this is actually pretty delicious. So this recipe fits well for either your children or your weird ass friend or relative who has to have ketchup on everything always. God damn it, I've seen people pour a shitload of ketchup on top of a steak, and it pisses me off every time. I don't understand why anyone would do such a thing. So without further ado and no explanation for why my backdrop here has changed, let's start making spaghetti napolitan Japanese ketchup spaghetti. Let's go! So the first thing you're going to need is piman. Now piman is kind of a Japanese small paprika, and it's actually not spicy but kind of bitter. It turns sweet after you fry it up, so no problems. Just chop it up in any size you want. And if you don't have piman in your country, nobody will come to your house and shoot you in the head if you use normal paprika, so don't worry, actually lots of places in Japan use normal paprika instead of piman. Then you're going to need an onion. Now this onion should be chopped up in roughly the same size as the piman. And of course there is no spaghetti without some garlic. Few cloves, smash them, peel them and mince them up. And in Japanese spaghetti napolitan, you're going to need some smoked sausages or hot dogs. So I found the cutest and smallest little wieners they had at the supermarket and decided to slice them up diagonally. I suggest that you slice them up diagonally as well, because they just taste better. Like when you cut your sandwich in triangles instead of squares, it just tastes better. So sausages cut on the diagonal taste better than just normally chopped sausages. The more you know. There is no spaghetti napolitan without some pasta. So here I have some spaghetti from Barilla. I totally endorse Barilla. It's the only choice for me. If you want to use some other weird brand, go ahead. I won't judge. Or actually, yes, I will judge you. I will judge you super hard. So in a pot of boiling water, which you should have salted to death, go ahead and drop in your pasta. The pasta should be boiled until al dente. Al dente, if you don't know what that is or how to boil pasta al dente means that it's kind of a little chew on it. And to boil spaghetti to al dente, there are two schools of thought here. My style, I just boil, and then when I feel that they're kind of softening up, I start to taste a little bit and a little bit until they're perfect. That's my way. Now the other way. Look at the pack. It should say X minutes to boil. If you want al dente, boil them 1.5 minutes less than the package says, and you should be all good. While the pasta is bubbling away, it's time to fry up our veggies and wieners. So in a pan, fill it with some olive oil, check to see if it's at temperature. If it is, give it a thumbs up, and then throw in everything that we chopped up earlier. Stir it around, pepper, and salt it. Once the sausages are getting some color and the onions are starting to be translucent and it smells pretty delicious, you should throw in some hot sauce. Now I have some Cholula here, my favorite. Muy caliente! Now the authentic recipe calls for Tabasco, but if you want to use another hot sauce just like I did, go ahead. Once the hot sauce is combined perfectly with the sausages and veggies, it's time to put the pasta directly in from the boiling pot to the frying pan. And if you're like me and trying to show off with your chopstick skills, you give up about halfway in and switch to tongs. Then it's ketchup time. Now my piece of shit camera decided to die on me just as I was squirting it in, so here is a dramatic reenaction of what I did. Go ahead and stir in the ketchup so it coats all of the strands of pasta. And you know, if you want more ketchup, go ahead, just like I did. Once everything is combined, it's time to plate it up. And the last ingredient that this recipe calls for is some good old-fashioned boxed Parmesan cheese, no fresh. So make it snow over your ketchup pasta. Now look at that. Doesn't that look extremely delicious? I think so. Now there's nothing left to do but to eat this delicious spaghetti Napolitan. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, down there give me a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. And also if you haven't already, click the red subscribe button, it makes my day. Thank you guys, I'll see you next Friday. Emilio Auto! Not auto. Auto now.